I hope you can hear me, but this is how to use ibis paint. So first off, click ibis paint, and then it'll show this. So you see this little dot moving around? That's me. I click off and then my gallery. So to make a new picture, you click this plus button. It might be different on a phone, but click the plus button and then choose one of these many things that you can choose. There are many different options for you to choose. If you go down, you can also see manga manuscripts, postcards, and paper types if you want to print something. There's also animation. So, since this is for drawing, I'm just going to use my personal favorite, which is this HD. So after that, you choose a pen type. My personal favorite is the ruling pen. Easiest to do. And because I don't want to have to draw something from scratch, because that takes a long time, I'm just going to take a photo of something and trace it to show you. Here, eclipse, yeah. So the way that you do it is this is your drawing. If you want to trace something from like paper to digital, it's like this. You turn down the resolution, you use red and begin tracing. You use your finger to glide on the screen and then copy out the outlines that you see on it. So let's say you make a mistake. You get your this one. I recommend using the digital pen for this one because it's easier. For using eraser, I recommend digital pen. This is basically just the basics of it, but to add more things, there's also this symmetry ruler. It's really great and awesome to use. It can really help with most things normally. Although this one not, because it's not symmetrical, but yeah, I think that's the closest I'll get to symmetrical. So yeah, that's how this thing works. That's the symmetrical thing. So you just continue drawing. You can make however big you want the pen to be. Like if I increase the size, you can see the increase very visibly. And then I'll decrease the size for lashes like this. When I'm filling out a color, I increase the size to fill the thing that I'm coloring in. So it'll be like that. And if I'm adding more small details like a robe and stuff, I use much thinner lines personally. For hands and stuff, I also use pretty thin lines. That's how I draw most things. Now, there's a lot of other tools, like this circular tool. So this one will make it so that everything you draw is a circle. There's also ruler. So you can have actually two straight rulers. So if I do this one, now it's like that, right? So I do that. And now I take the lead straight ruler, so it's stuck on this one. Then I move this one over here. After that, to make something nice, I use the bizarre curve. I turn off the fill, of course. So then I start moving it down. And of course I move this up, this one a bit more inside, and then this one like that. Of course I have to continue this process through over here, and then refine it to what shape I would like, personally. This is one of the more tedious processes, as it takes more effort. But after I get a nice shape that I like, I just do that. And then after that, I can make the neck relatively easily. After that neck piece, I turn off bizarre curve, and I normally take a rectangle, and then, Then I'll take the area that I want the body to be, and then I'll sculpt out that with the rectangle. Normally this is way easier, but I guess it's a bit nervous because this is supposed to be a tutorial video. Well, if the square isn't working, you can always just draw it, of course. So the way that I draw bodies is oh shoot, I just realized it's like okay. Is I draw the first bit, and then because everybody has a nice booty, you do that. So this is where the legs are. This are the hips. This is where the private parts are, of course. And then the legs attach to the hips. Along with the fact that for joints, I normally put the balls as placement objects. Because you can move from here. You can also move here. It's pretty easy. So these are counted as joints, and so is this. Of course, there's also the regular stick figure arms that I draw. If you're wondering what these are, they are the hands. That's normally how I do that. This is basically how you draw. There's also this. You've probably seen a bunch of these. You go to special. Normally when you go to special, it'll look like this. So you click this button, this, and then you go to lasso fill. And then you'll have that cool thing that other people use. Oh yeah. And you can also turn it on lasso eraser, which is also, oh it's freezing, okay. Which is an amazing thing to have. There's the magic wand, which will allow you to select an area, since it selected this because of the color. But if I, wrong layer. But if I take this and I make it a little bit, wrong pen. This is my bigger one. And I'll draw this little thing right here, and then I use the magic wand. It'll only take that specific color that you chose. But it'll also leave a slight outline, which you can easily erase yourself. So there's also vector layers, which I don't understand either. There's the bucket, which will fill in a specific color with another color that you chose. There's also frame dividers, which here. There, frame divider. Now this is a frame divider. Now take this and I can move it to other places. And you see, I can also change the size. So this is how you make mangas in here. You must very carefully move it specifically. So that's how you make frame divisions. There's also the eyedropper, which will take a color. Let's see. Bonk. And then I'll change it to bonk. So you use eyedropper to take a color from a place. Another way to use this is by simply holding down on a color, but this can be a bit more tricky than using eyedropper. There's also canvas, which you can change canvas size while you're working on a piece. You can resize things, and you can basically just do a lot of things on this. You can do a lot of things. Even color mode, which is a very cool thing. You can turn it grayscale, color, or black and white. This is how you make those cool videos where it's like, oh, I'm doing it in grayscale, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yo, I'm so cool. Because you can just change it back into color afterwards. So that's all that is. There's also blur, which in this case, there's, let's make a nice little blur thing, okay? Hold on, I gotta find a pen. This one, damn it. So, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Flipped from my mouth. I don't want to watch an ad. Okay. I'll try to find a freer version. Nope. Okay, dang it. Oh, no, get out. Okay. I'll use coarse pencil and watch an ad. Don't worry, I'll let you skip the ad. Use for free.
Duolingo, ginawa naming simple,
I like
madali at
Duolingo
masaya.
ads.
At libre pa. Duolingo, from Tagalog to English course sa 40 na wika, tulad ng Japanese at Korean. Kung sino ka man, watashi. Ano mang level o age, Seoul. 5 minutes a day, enjoy learning in a fun way.
Okay, well now I have this. So I'm just gonna put that on black. You might be wondering, why am I using this? Well, because this is nice. So when you use smudge, which is different from blur, it'll smudge the two colors together, mixing them. Blur will just blur it together, creating scenic things. So when I just do a little bit, oh wait, I should just, I'm just gonna, oh, wrong one, oopsie. I meant to do that. And then I go back to brush. Okay, it's just like that. Since I already watched the ad, I can go to leaves now. And this is how you do, like, oh, why is it like that again? I guess I have to use a leaf shower. So, got blur. We're gonna put high blur. Then, that's how you make backgrounds, basically. You make a nice little scenic area, and then you blur it out for background. Oh yeah, there's also invert layer color, which is just, exactly. There's also filters, which, hold on. You already know what's in my gallery anyways. There, I'll just use this one. So, with filter, I'm gonna turn on a filter. So this is basically what the filter does. There's lots of different types of filters. They're very cool for using things. A lot of things. This is how you add a lot of things. Oh yeah, this is how I always add, like, tints to my drawings. White is for grayscale things. There's also black and white. Posterize, which is just making filters on it. Invert color. Oh, that one needs premium, sorry. There's also some blur things. Moving blur. This is how you can have a moving blur. There's zooming blur. Gaussian blur, which is just a blur. Spin blur, which is exactly what it sounds. Lens blur, which is something I use for me. Mosaic, which is what a lot of people use. There's frosted glass. I also use this one for backgrounds. Frosted glass normal and frosted glass moving. Unmasked sharp. Basically, you can try it out for yourself, but that's basically